The grandfather of the grand with Shri Vidura said, "O great sage, please let me know how Brahma, the grandfather of the planetary inhabitants, created the bodies of the living entities from his own body and mind after the disappearance of the Supreme Personality of the Godhead." Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yeah, verse number 2. ये च मे भगवान् पृष्टास्त्वय्यर्था भूतमः तन्वदा स्वना पूर्वेण चिन्दीन सर्व संशयन्. Translation, anyone?
I'll read, Prabhuji. Translation by Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. O greatly learned one, kindly eradicate all my doubts and let me know of all that I have inquired from you from the beginning to the end. Purport by Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Vidura asked all relevant questions of Maitreya because he knew well that Maitreya was the right person to reply to all the points of his inquiries. One must be confident about the qualifications of his teacher. One should not approach a layman for replies to specific spiritual inquiries. Such inquiries, when replied to with imaginative answers by the teacher, are a program for wasting time. Jai Shri Prabhupada, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Verse number 3. Sutavacha evam sanchodhitasthena shatra kosharavair munihai prita pratyahatan prashnan pridhisthanatha bhargavaha. Anybody?
Yeah, Hare Krishna. I'll read, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Suta
Yes, Prabhuji.
Goswami
Suta.
said, O son of Phrugu, the great sage Maitreya Muni, thus hearing from Vidura, felt very much enlivened. Everything was in his heart, and thus he began to reply to the questions one after another. Purport. The praise Suta Uvacha, Suta Goswami said, appears to indicate a break in the discourse between Maharaja Parikshit and Sukadeva Goswami. While Sukadeva Goswami was speaking to Maharaja Parikshit, Suta Goswami was only one member of a large audience. But Suta Goswami was speaking to the sages of Naimisharanya, headed by the sage Saunaka, a descendant of Sukadeva Goswami. This, however, does not make any substantial difference in the topics under discussion. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Yes, Prabhupada. Verse number 4. Maitra vacha virincha papi tatha chakre divyam varsha satam tapaha atmani atmanam avashya yatha bhagwan ajaha. Verse number 5. Somebody can read. Oh, 4. Translation and this one.
Hare Krishna. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. The greatly learned sage Maitreya said, O Vidura, Brahma thus engaged himself in penances for 100 celestial years, as advised by the personality of Godhead, and applied himself in devotional service to the Lord. Purport. That Brahma engaged himself for the personality of Godhead Narayana means that he engaged himself in the service of the Lord. That is the highest penance one can perform for any number of years. There is no retirement from such service, which is eternal and ever encouraging. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Verse number 5 we will read, then we will discuss. In case if we get time, we can go ahead also. Tadvit lokyavacha sambhuto vayuna yad adhishtitaha padmam ambhaschata kala krita viryane kampitam.
Thereafter, Brahma. Prabhu, it's
Sorry,
fifth,
Prabhuji?
no?
Yeah, 5th.
Yeah.
4th
Thereafter,
we read,
Brahma.
Mama.
saw that both the lotus on which he was situated and the water on which the lotus was growing were trembling due to a strong, violent wind. The material world is called illusionary because it is a place of forgetfulness of the transcendental service of the Lord. Thus, one engaged in the Lord's devotional service in the material world may sometimes be very much disturbed by the awkward circumstances. There is a declaration of war between the two parties, the illusionary energy and the devotee, and sometimes the weak devotees fall victim to the onslaught of the powerful illusory energy. Lord Brahma, however, was sufficiently strong by the causeless mercy of the Lord, and he could not be victimized by the material energy, although it gave him cause for anxiety when it managed to totter the existence of his position. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Om Ajnanatimrandasya Jnanandjana Chakshudamritam Vina Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangam Nangayate Girim Yat Kripatomam. Here now Vidur is asking questions to Maitreya, and it is very interesting that whenever we go to holy places, as you all know, Vidura doesn't want to take part in the war Kurukshetra, so he left for the pilgrimage. And sense enjoyment of our the pilgrimage is to enliven our dormant love dormant love will be mostly, it will be more uh, happily and very enthusiastically,
Hare
it will
Krishna.
be fructifying. So here Vidura left for the pilgrimage. Everybody can hear me, right? Properly.
Prabhu, looks like your voice is getting broken and sometimes there is a big pause. Looks like there is a network issue. Is it only me who is experiencing this or anyone else is also facing the same thing?
Yeah, if somebody can confirm to me that. Huh?
Yes, Prabhuji, voice is breaking in
Yes,
between.
Prabhuji.
It is
I
breaking,
think we
right?
can cut off the
Yeah.
video, Prabhuji.
My video.
Ha, Prabhu,
Yeah,
that will
then
be good then. Ha.
it'll help.
Okay, but if we now is it clear? We can just hear now. Is it clear now?
Yeah, it is clear now, but intermittently it is happening.
Yeah. In case if you find anything again, I will just switch off the video also if you want.
Okay, fine, fine. Rao Prabhu, your screen sharing has gone, I think, looks like.
Not required now. We will just I will just read it,
Okay,
and then only I will read the translation, and we can just discuss on each translation accordingly.
okay, Prabhu. Okay.
Sure, Prabhuji.
So the mood of the pilgrimage is to understand to our dormant love how to we have to revive again. So Vidura went to Maitreya and he asked different spiritual question. Usually what we see in the daily routine, if any person going towards to the any sage, they always ask, Srila Prabhupada said they go and ask, what is my future, what will happen to my family life, and all this non-relevant questions they used to ask. But actually, whenever we meet any devotee, we should ask about the spiritual topics, not only not only in the sense only spiritual topics, not any other topics, because other topics will just waste of time, as we heard in the secondary shlokas. So here, Sri Vidura said, "O great sage, please let me know how Brahma, the grandfather of the planetary inhabitants, created the bodies of the living entities from his own body and mind after the disappearance of the Supreme Personality of Godhead." So Here you can see there is some, Srila Prabhupada also said, now how come immediately Sri Vidura and Suta is coming in between of this conversation? Because this was Parikshit Maharaj was saying, asking the questions to Shukdev Goswami. So how this chronological? So Bhagavatam, Srila Prabhupada has said many times, it is not exactly chronicle language because some parts has been, in previous ages also has been said, previous yuga has been said. So we cannot uh, affirm that it should be in the same chronicle order also. So we have to understand the main part of Srimad Bhagavatam is to understand the essence, and this stories and the pastimes, not stories, pastimes, which make us understand how we can revive our dormant love for Krishna. And for that, the different, timings and different conversation has been added to the Srimad Bhagavatam. So one may misunderstand that, oh, this is not the right thing, what is happening. One may say, oh no, it is not in a chronological way. So they think this is the myth. But this is not the myth. We have to understand if it is a myth. I have one question to you. I think I have told before also. Can you prove me if this is myth or not myth? Anybody can say the Bhagavatam, can we understand is a myth or still you have some, doubt or you feel that no, if it is not in a chronological order, it might be a myth. Mythology usually we say. Can someone say why it's not
No,
There's
mythology?
no doubt.
because
It's not
we,
mythology, right?
yes,
So can you tell me any example how to understand it's not mythology?
means what we saw is that the Mahabharata took place. Then Parikshit Maharaj came. Then it went. So we can see those sequence and what's happening when Kali Yuga started and how it has progressed.
Yeah, but this is all we read here. That's why I'm saying this. But how to understand this is true? Because this can be mythology. Now you can see this first verse itself, which is showing that Brahma, the first grandfather of this world, like grandfather and first living entity of this world, he is coming from the lotus stem. Have you ever heard anything coming from the lotus stem and that also living entity? So how to have our affirmation or confirmation, oh no, I am going on the right path or no, I am going to the wrong path, or maybe this path is not good or maybe it is good. How to understand this? Anybody would like to try? So I will just share with you what I heard from His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj once time. He said that people think this is mythology, but actually it is not a mythology. Like if you ask anybody, any Harry Potter's, there is one comic of or this fictions are there in the market. Harry Potter, this movie is there. Can you tell Harry Potter's grandfather's name? Nobody will be able to tell. Nobody can say because it's a fiction. It's a mythology. But here we have all the traces, all the history we have. Like if you see the ninth canto, it gives complete knowledge of who is Ram, how he's coming from which dynasty, how Krishna has come to this material world. Everything is so perfectly explained in ninth point canto for all the lineage. So this is how we can understand this Bhagavatam is not mythology. And the point comes here, then how come the Brahma has come from the lotus stem, which is un it is not acceptable to our minds because we never have seen this logic. So how to understand this logic now? Can someone say how to understand this logic? Anybody would like to say how this logic can be understood?
Prabhu, it is
Hare
coming
Krishna.
from in a Guru Parampara and it is a script, matlab, starting from Lord Krishna. So we have no other way but to believe the scriptures.
Yeah, this is, you are saying that is true, but how about normal mundane people? How they will understand this? They will not agree what you are saying. They want facts and logics to understand all this.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Can I try?
Yeah, sure, Prabhuji.
The babies are connected to the umbilical cord, and all the nourishment to the baby is been done through umbilical cord from the mother. They are connected. This way, the Lord Brahma is also connected from the level of Lord Krishna.
Good analogy. One of the good analogy
Yes.
that you can say in this way also, that how a child inside the womb is growing, which is from our logic we cannot understand. It's very simple thing, like a soul, living entity, no air, no water, nothing inside to drink for that person. How he can survive without air and without oxygen and without water? Nobody can survive. But inside the womb, he has nothing. The living entity has nothing. Still, it is working in that function. Another analogy is Ulna Japataka Swami Maharaj says, anybody, if you see any place, like suppose I'll give you one box, can you have some sweet water in that box without interference of any scientist or any human interference? Is it possible to have a water, sweet water, inside of one box, self-manifested? Yes or no? Possible or not possible?
Not possible.
Not possible, right? But same way we can see the coconut water, how it is like one box itself, right? One round circumference is there. In that, how water, sweet water, that also sweet water, not only water, but it's a sweet water. So you can imagine the intelligence of Supreme Personality of Godhead is beyond our mundane logic and principles. So we have to understand in this way that what Bhagavatam we are reading and whatever said in the Bhagavatam is 100% is reality. It is not a mythology, and that's the reason we have to get conviction on this hour of our shastras, our Vedas. Many people will come and pollute your mind, and they will tell you. And in this way, the weaker part of devotees also can get affected, which we can see in the fourth or fifth verse we read in Srimad Bhagavatam purport in this, that Srila Prabhupada said that anyone can get, affected with this weakness. So we have to always, what we have to do is always we have to, always we
Prabhuji, you're breaking.
how the law is in mud, still it's not affected to that. Similarly, we are in this material world. Many things will come and give us many, argument or discussion with him. That time he said, whatever you are saying is a fantasy world. It is a fantasy world. It's not a reality. Then that point, so that's how my conviction level started. So there is 2 points there. Like if he has told me fantasy world, maybe I will also go changing our paths. Not possible. So that's the reason now you see
Yes,
our
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
yes,
Prabhu,
Prabhuji.
your voice is breaking, and still your video is becoming paused. Your video is paused, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Can you please
Good, Prabhu.
confirm
You have
somebody?
disabled your video. Yes, Prabhu. Now we are able to hear you.
Yeah.
Previously, your voice was breaking and the video was getting paused.
So now it's okay?
Now it's okay, Prabhu.
Okay, sorry. Sorry for
Hare
inconvenience
Krishna.
caused. So I think where was I was telling about that my cousin, that that point I could have fallen victim to change my belief. But the thing is that we have to understand what we are aspiring. We should not blindly accept anybody. We should do our self check in our daily lives. How I can increase faith in understanding the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So this is what Vidura has gone. He is a pure devotee. But to set an example, he went to the authentic teacher to understand that whatever is happening, it's not mythology. It all has reasons to happen. So here we can see this divisions of creation. These are the one of the aspects where our faith will become more strong to surrender to Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is the reason Vidura has asked this great sage about to understand what about the creation is. Because once you know some created thing is there, there will be source of it. Like a child, if you tell them in Dubai metro, it's a driverless metro. So if you ask him how it is functioning, he will see there is no driver in the metro, so it is normal, simple metro. It is driverless, so nobody is there to control it. It is just self functioning. The child will have this understanding. But when he comes to the maturity level, he understands there is one operator who is operating metro functioning very smoothly from one room or some one technical room or wherever it is there. And that personality he wanted to know and understand. This is the reason this first shloka was asked. Then the second shloka we heard. So we have to clarify the doubts from whom? From our authentic spiritual master. So all these questions which we spoke are replied to with imaginative answers by the teacher or program for wasting time. So we can see in this material world, I remember, I think once Amrendra Prabhu was saying that there was one association where different parts of Guru was coming there, and they have to say all these things.
Hare Krishna,
Then,
Prabhu.
yes, Prabhuji.
Sorry to
Still
interrupt
there is
you. Prabhuji, your voice is intermittently breaking.
okay, I'll just reconnect again. Just give me 1 second. I'll reconnect.
If possible. Yes, yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Is it clear now?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Sorry, Prabhuji, I don't know why this is going because my coverage is showing completely full. Still, I am not able to understand why it is showing like this. I will
Okay,
try to
Prabhu. No
close
problem.
many tabs also. So, I was talking about the spiritual master. That spiritual master, that spiritual inquiries, we have to understand. I was telling about Amarendra Prabhu. So that teacher was saying, that guru was saying, we don't require guru. Then Amrindra Prabhu was thinking, why should we listen to you? Because you are being one person who is telling us, becoming like telling us as a guru, so that we should listen to you. So there is no point listening to you. At one side, you are saying there is no requirement of a guru, and the same time you're yourself only telling us, and we should follow you. That means we are listening to your instruction. That means you are our guru. So you can understand the link how people are foolish without any do, our life is miserable. So we have to understand this simple fact, like whatever we do in our this material world or any other world, we have to understand that there is no requirement of a guru. Because if we will find when we hear from the pure devotees, like Arjun was asking to ask the question. We should not be in a challenging way. Like Arjun was asking all the questions in a very beautiful manner, like we will find when we hear from the pure devotees, how it is. So please explain me. So every argument was answered by Krishna so that we all can get the knowledge. So if we will find when we hear from the pure devotees, we will find when we hear from the pure devotees the same message as it is. Like Srila Prabhupada always says, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj. So sorry, Prabhuji, I got disconnected. Now it's okay.
Yes, Prabhuji, now it's okay. But only thing is,
So last point, what you heard, Prabhuji?
actually, Prabhuji, it was breaking in between. So,
Okay, so I'll repeat the same point again. That
thank you.
like when we have a spiritual master, everything we have to understand. Whatever Arjuna has done the questions in the Bhagavad Gita, and whatever we are asking also, it should be in a proper parampara. Without parampara, we cannot do anything properly. We need to have authentic guru to understand this essence of the Shastra. So I was telling about an example of Srila Prabhupada, like how Srila Prabhupada, whenever there was some people used to ask him, whatever you're saying, maybe there is some mistakes or something wrong. So Prabhupada humbly used to accept it. Okay, there will be some mistake in my transcribing or anything telling. but the message is as it is. Like whatever is coming, there is no doubt in that, because whatever is said, it is as per my Guru Parampara. So there is this message is clear. There is no what we say discrepancy in the essence of the message. There will be some, little bit mistakes. That is not, but the principle of the devotional service is not changed in that. Second thing, Srila Prabhupada said, not Srila Prabhupada, sorry, we have to understand how many people now they are already connected to Krishna consciousness. This is the purity is the force, because there are three things we have to understand. Utility is a principle, purity is a force, and preaching is a essence. So Srila Prabhupada followed all these principles so beautifully that because of this following the principles, we can see now all over the world so many disciples, they are following Krishna consciousness so beautifully. And you will not believe, so many people went to different countries to spread the message of their understanding, but they were never successful. But because of Srila Prabhupada, you can see millions and millions of souls has been benefited with this holy name and Krishna consciousness. So here we can see the second question, shloka. He, Vidura is asking Maitreya, give us the proper understanding of this my doubts, to clear my doubts. Then we move to third shloka. It is mentioned here. Suta Goswami said, O son of Bhrigu, the great sage Maitreya Muni, thus hearing from Vidura, felt very much enlivened. Everything was in his heart, and thus he began to reply to the question one after another. So here you can see, and devotee, whenever you ask him to talk about Krishna or to say anything about Krishna, they are always happy to say. They will never say no. They will love to do that, because our it is like, thirsty men getting up water. This is how our Krishna consciousness movement is. So devotees will have pleasure to always discuss. Like you can see, Subal Prabhu is always with you all. He, whenever he is there, any questions you will approach him, Prabhuji, I want to talk about Krishna consciousness. Even if he is busy, he will take out time for you. Maybe not that time, but some specific time he'll take out for you, and he will give you full time to you to clear your doubts, to clear your any help or anything, whatever you ask him. He will always be available for you. So you can see this is the beauty of Krishna consciousness. So here Vidura, when he asked Maitreya Muni, he was feeling so great joy. Same way Shukdev Goswami, when he was asked to discuss about the topics of Supreme Personality of Godhead, he was feeling so blissful. Oh, I got a chance to speak about Krishna. It's such a great fortune. Similarly, that Parikshit Maharaj was also feeling great fortune to hear the message of Srila uh, Krishna and Radha and Krishna from such a pure devotee, Srila Shukdev Goswami. So you have to understand, when we hear the spiritual topics from the pure devotee, it always transforms our heart. And it is a food for thought. Whenever you hear from a pure devotee, it will always like a bell inside your mind, there will be ticking always. The bell will be always ticking. Okay, you have to now progress. Now it is very late. Now we have to go ahead. I am just doing all this thing from so many years, but now I should do something different. It's not right. I should follow more about Krishna consciousness instead of sense gratification. So this is the beauty when you hear from the pure devotee. That is the reason you can see so many disciples of Srila Prabhupada have transformed from that thing to this thing. So we'll go to verse number 4 now. The greatly learned sage Maitreya said, O Vidura, Brahma thus engaged himself in penances for 100 celestial years, as advised by the personality of Godhead, and applied himself in devotional service to the Lord. So here is the key point. Here is the key point for all this conversation we had now. What is the key point here? that Brahma was advised to do the creation, but when first he had to do tapasya, because when he started, it was completely dark, and only two things he heard: ta and pa. These two words, tapa, is of our essence of this Krishna consciousness. How to understand this? Without tapasya, like without doing job, we will not get salary. We will just sit at home and okay, I will get salary. Not possible. You have to work hard. Then only you'll get salary. In all aspects of life, we need to work hard to get all these benefits. So we have to understand here now that without doing tapasya, we will not be able to progress in our spiritual life. Similarly, Brahma also heard that he has to do penances, and he did for 100 celestial years, which was advised by Supreme Personality of Godhead. But we are lucky, we are fortunate that we have to do penance of what? Do only minimum 16 rounds in the initial stage. That penance is also difficult for us, right or wrong? Everybody, not you all. Many things you have seen like this. That only to do 16 round is such a struggle for us. Us means me. Whenever I'm saying us, it's not about you all. It's about me only. So it is so much struggle for me to chant only the 16 round. It's so difficult for me to chant 16 round. Oh, 16 round is done now. Oh, I'm so happy. Oh, wow. I'm so free today. Oh, I have completed my 16 round. So we have to understand that my Guru Maharaj used to say that struggling in this material world or struggling in your chanting is much better than to get different births in different lifetimes. So that struggle is so hard. Instead, to avoid that struggle, we have to struggle in our chanting. At least that struggling in our chanting will help us to go beyond this 84 million species of life and beyond this 14 planetary systems. So here it is the very important thing it is mentioned in the translation that as advised by personality of Godhead and applied himself in the devotional service of the Lord. So this is the key point we have to understand. First is we have to do tapasya. Srila Prabhupada always says this point, tapo divyam. Tapasya should not be mundane. Okay, I will starve. No. There will be, you can fast, no problem. But there should be purpose behind fasting. You should, like, sorry, there are different yogis. They go to forest and they do penances and they become hard-hearted. Mostly, I heard that that 1 second, I'll just had a walk. Sorry. So what happened is many people, many munis, they go to tapasvis, go to forest. What happens to them is they become hard-hearted that they feel I am so strong, I can do so much penance and all this. I can be vegetarian. I can be, control my senses. So many things like this, they become hard-hearted. But here, pure devotional service is mentioned, where you are always humble. Your heart transforms. Your heart becomes, compassionate. That is the beauty of Krishna consciousness. But when we do only penances, as described by Shastra, sometimes go, we will just away from the path which we are aspiring for. So here it is, we have to understand, Srila Prabhupada always used to say, tapo divyam. Our tapasya should be divyam. Divyam means what? Can I ask anyone who can tell me what is divyam?
Prabhu, transcendental, beyond three gunas.
Exactly, yeah, transcendental basically. The beyond three gunas means not of this world. So what tapasya we can do, which is tapo divyam? How it can be divyam? It can be divyam, it can be transcendental, it can be beyond three gunas. How? Can I ask you? Anyone can say how it can be beyond three gunas? How it's possible beyond three gunas? How to understand which tapasya should we do, which is beyond three gunas?
Which satisfies or pleases the Lord. The activities are beyond the three modes of material nature, and these are the divyas.
Yeah, the activities what we are doing to please the Lord is beyond three modes of material nature. Exactly. Very good answer. So we have to understand this point. Any activity which is connected to Supreme Personality of Godhead, and in that any uh, penance is there or any tapasya is there, it is connected to the Lord, then it is tapodivyam. But if it is only for the sense enjoyment of our pleasures or thinking that, oh, I am the controller, I can do all this. No, we cannot even breathe with our powers. We don't have that much power also. But when we see there is a hand of Krishna when we are breathing, that is the beauty we can understand in our Krishna consciousness. So here it is mentioned without pure devotional service, it should be applied through devotional service, which Brahma has also applied himself because and applied himself in devotional service to the Lord. So it is not mentioned devotional service to the people because many people say Manav Seva is Madhav Seva. But I can tell you, like you can see our great Acharya Srila Prabhupada, he he could have done this Manav Seva. He could have given khichadis to everybody. He could have, beggars. He could have made an some uh, society where he can give something free of cost for social service. No, but he did what? Madhav Seva, which was the Manav Seva. But people usually say Manav Seva is Madhav Seva. Like when you serve humanity, you are serving God. But it is a wrong concept. When you serve God, automatically all humanity will be served. Like Srila Prabhupada, he given the special message of Supreme Personality of Godhead to all over the humanity. Now you can see the transformation that people are doing good for everybody. Like in COVID, also you see our devotees went, they did services to the mundane people, and they given them the khichdi prasadam. They given them many supports, different temples, and taken the different projects to give the help to the humanity. So you can understand, and that all were connected to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So you can understand what benefit that mundane people you will be getting by connecting to the God in indirect way. Once somebody is connected in a direct way, he get immense benefits. So you can imagine a person who is getting connected to Supreme Personality of Godhead directly, how much benefit he is going to get. Indirectly, also, he's going to get like anybody who hears holy name once also, his spiritual connection starts and he can uh, get eradicated from so many papas, sinful activities only by hearing Lord's name one time. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Only once they will hear this Maha Mantra, their spiritual life starts, and immediately from that there is no turning back. Krishna will catch us somehow or other. You might have all experience in your life, right or wrong, because one time only you came to this Krishna consciousness and you were attracted to some of the activities into it. Everybody has experienced this, like now how you are all connected every
Yes,
Saturday
Prabhu.
formally. Sushil Kumar Prabhu is saying yes.
That,
Rao
that,
Prabhuji.
that's true. That is true, Prabhu. At least once we start once, you will get some interest. At least you will move forward in that direction. It
even if
attracts you.
you even if you get break also na, somehow or other you will just get connected. Krishna will find ways, different ways how to contact this devotee, how I can approach this devotee, how I can, like, one time I'm not properly remembering this story, but I will try to share this story how one one person became a devotee, and he was doing devotional practice very nicely and everything. Once he was too much troubled with devotional, he said, what Krishna consciousness? Every time, I am just going. Now I have to be away from devotees. I don't want to deal anything like this. I don't want to do anything like this. And so he was traveling to the some place while going in a flight. And in a flight, luckily that time, one devotee came and sat beside that devotee. She was a lady, and she gave a smile to this person, and this person was thinking in his mind, I was running from devotees, and this lady has come because he saw Kantimala in her neck bead. And then uh, he was thinking, what should I do? He was just relaxing. So she gave smile to him. Then she asked him, how are you? He was not replying properly to him. Then finally, she offered him prasadam, and he was not able to. He was very rude to her. Once I said, I don't want. Why you are forcing me to take all this? Then she humbly asked him, why you are so rude? What is the problem? And then this guy told the reality. He said, I am trying to run away from devotees, but see the Krishna's plan, he sent me devotee just next to me. So you can understand Krishna give us so many different phases of our lives to get attracted to him. Similarly, in this purport or next purport, like text number 5, we will see very important purport we can see in this how it is connected. Thereafter, Brahma saw that both the lotus on which he was situated and the water on which the lotus was growing were trembling due to a strong, violent wind. So, in this purport, very beautiful purport. I'll read this small purport again because it will connect our discussion on this. Then, the material world is called illusory because it is a place of forgetfulness of the transcendental service of the Lord. Thus, one engaged in the Lord's devotional service in the material world may sometimes be very much disturbed by awkward circumstances. You can see that devotee was very much disturbed from the awkward circumstances and he don't wanted to do devotional practice. There is a declaration of war between the two parties, the illusory energy and the devotee. So you can see now also this is happening in our Gulf countries. This is happening. War is going on not only with the countries only. This war is between devotees also. This war is between many things also. Srila Prabhupada used to say, if there is two dead utensils, they also have the disagreements. They will also make a noise. So when there are few devotees together, there will be disagreements. But the purpose we should not forget that we are serving for the pleasure of Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is the beauty of Krishna consciousness. There will be disagreements, but there will be always a way to get out of our ahankara. Sometimes we think means I am saying about myself. Sometimes I think that I am saying what it is completely right. But sometimes we have to understand the perspective of the other person also. Maybe what I am saying is completely wrong, and the other person, what he is trying to say is perfect. But because of my understanding, I cannot accuse that person is wrong. So this disagreements will be there. Srila Prabhupada has quoted many times, but Prabhupada used to always say, "Please cooperate, please cooperate." So similarly, there are many situation like uh, there is always war between the two parties, the illusory energy and the devotee Maya, and the devotee has this war. And sometimes the weak devotee fall victim to the onslaught of the powerful illusionary energy. Lord Brahma, however, was sufficiently strong by the causeless mercy of the Lord, and he could not be victimized by the material energy, although it gave him cause for anxiety when it managed to totter the existence of his position. So, here, this purport is so beautiful for our struggling devotees. Whoever is struggling in this material world as a devotee, it is so beautiful. And here, one important point is that causeless mercy of the Lord. We are all looking for this causeless mercy of the Lord. And that is only possible through our commitment of pure devotional service. Without commitment of pure devotional service, we will not be able to get causeless mercy of the Lord. And this was given to Brahma. When he was doing tapasya, he was in anxiety. He cannot see anything, he cannot do anything. That time, Tene Brahma Hridaya Kavya. He, Krishna appeared in the heart and given this knowledge. Similarly, when we are struggling in this material world, we have to understand that
Prabhuji,
Radha
Prabhuji,
Govind Maharaj Ji says, again it is disconnecting, sorry.
yes,
yes,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, disconnected for uh, around half minute. Yeah.
We could hear up to similarly, you said something after that.
Yeah, again it has happened. Yeah. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Can
Yeah,
anyone hear me?
yeah, we can hear you now.
What last point I
You were talking about the onslaught of Maya and fight between the two parties.
Hare Krishna. Am I audible?
Yes, you are. Yes.
Yes.
Anybody remember what I was saying?
Yes,
So I will
Prabhu.
continue from there.
You are talking about the fight between the two parties and onslaught of Maya. I think let's do one thing. There are too many disturbances. Um, I think we will stop here and continue from this point onwards next week. Then, what do you suggest?
Sure, Prabhuji. Let's do chanting for 2 minutes and conclude.
Yeah, I think a very good idea. Yes, Rao Prabhu, you want to chant?
Yeah, but I just want to chant Hare Rama, Hare Krishna only at least.
Okay, maybe you can chant 11 times, but chant Jai
Sure.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya before that. Huh?
Yeah. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधारा श्रीवास आदि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा
Hare Krishna.
हरे
Sorry.
राम हरे हरे
Hare Krishna. Can you hear
Uh,
everyone now?
Prabhu,
Yeah,
if it is uh, not a problem, maybe we can do one thing. We can stop here if this the network is a problem.
Yeah, last point only I will discuss and then we can close. Prabhu.
ठीक है प्रभु. Thank you so much.
sure.
Now clear? Now it is clear now.
Yes, it is clear.
Yes.
Sorry, because I think my connection got finished, my data got finished. That's the reason. Again, it is
Oh,
started again now. So now last point I was telling about the war between devotees and the Maya. That you heard everybody, right?
yes, yes.
Okay, so there is always war. Maya will always try to get us to change our path or anything like that. But there should be causeless mercy of the Lord. Without causeless mercy of the Lord, we will not be able to cross this material ocean also. That in Bhagavad Gita also, Krishna says, uh, my Maya is difficult to cross, but when you surrender to me, it will become the ocean will become the like hoof print of a calf, the place will become like that place. So similarly, when we surrender to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and that also with conviction, with like how Vidura, how our devotees were, completely undisturbed. Like Pandavas, they have so much to go through. Kunti Maharani, Prahlad Maharaj, all this Dhruv Maharaj, they have to go so many austerities and so many, difficulties. But they were convinced, they were always having that determination. No, we will always serve to Supreme Personality of Godhead. They are never been affected from this material nature. Why? Because they used to always carry this lotus feet of Supreme Personality of Godhead in their heart. Similarly, whenever we have a situation, we are struggling, we have any problem, we should approach the spiritual master, we should approach the association of devotees, we should take shelter of holy names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, what will happen? We will always get through all these difficult situations, like how Brahma was in a situation where he was completely ignorant what to be done He was not able to understand. But somehow, with Krishna's mercy, he got the all directions, and you can see this material creation, how beautiful it's functioning. Everything is going so beautifully. All this is because of Brahma's surrender with applying devotional service. It was possible. Without the surrender, without the pure devotional service, it's impossible to get the love of Supreme Personality of Godhead. So I will like to close this by saying the last point to what we understood from this five shloka is first thing, we have to approach the spiritual master. He should not be a layman, and we should not think this Bhagavatam is a fiction or something, imaginary. Third thing, we understood that our surrender level should be in a tadvidhi pranipatina. The challenging question should not be there. And the fourth point, that we should have faith that Supreme Personality, whatever circumstances are coming in my life, is the sanction given by Supreme Personality of Godhead. If he has, why he is doing all this? So that we can see everything, our life will go so smooth and everything. We will not remember Krishna. We will say, oh, such an enjoying day. I have everything. I have fame. I have name. I have everything. You name it. Then we will say, oh, I am God, like Hiranyakashipu and Ravana. But when we understand, we see God is there. There is some turbulence in our life. So Krishna is giving this turbulence so that we can surrender more and more and get benefited. So the all situation we are in now, Maya will always attack. So we should not fall the victim. And how we will not fall the victim? By association of our devotees like Subal Prabhu and all this. We can connect to nice devotees. We should always have, any doubts, we should clarify. We should not hesitate to do all this. We will not get any affected. Don't think if I'll ask, maybe you will think I'm such a big personality, how he will feel that I'm asking this question. No, don't hesitate. With devotees, we should be, transparent. They are the one who can guide us. Like Vidur was pure devotee. Still, he went to Maitreya and clarified his doubt. We should also go to nice devotees to understand and, exchange the loving relationship. Then we can see the every activity, whatever we are doing, we can see the hand of God in that. That is the beauty of our Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. All devotees, please accept my humble, obeisances, and please forgive me for my internet connectivity and all this nonsense. I am really begging forgiveness from you all. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Vancha
Krishna.
kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhu bhyo patitanam pavnebhyo vaishnavibhyo namo namo.
Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda ki jai. Govindan Prabhu, thank you so much. Despite all these difficulties, you were able to continue, and it happens. You can't avoid this situation. Very thanks to you again for this wonderful class. So we will not have a question answer session. We will skip that for today. We will take it up next week then.
If it is clear, you can take it, Prabhu. I am no problem for me. I will. If it is clear, voice is clear, everything,
Okay,
you
then
can take
very
it.
good. I thought it will be probably
No, no, no
impacting.
problem for me. I see. I thought my data got finished. That's the reason I think it got disconnected two times.
Okay,
Then
okay.
now it is, I think, functioning properly.
Yeah, it seems okay now. Yeah. Anybody has any question?
Yeah.
Prabhu always gives
Actually,
very practical
yeah.
answers, so it's good to ask some
Yes,
other
Prabhuji.
questions.
Actually, we were discussing on that one. It is not a myth. So you were asking for the analogy. Then Amrut Madhav Prabhu gave the analogy between the connection between the uh, uh, kid and the mother in the womb and coconut sweet.
Yeah,
I just want to, would you like to repeat that, Prabhuji? Sorry. So did we
yeah.
miss
So
any
the
point
analogy,
over there?
the analogy was His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj used to give, that we cannot imagine any sweet water coming in the packed box by self manifesting. There should be some scientist is required to, like when we see juices uh, in the supermarket, there is a coconut water, it is coming. Somebody is making that coconut water, they are putting preservatives and everything, then only it is we can see. Without their interference, we cannot see. But if you see the our Supreme Personality Godhead, Krishna's intelligence through Brahma, how a coconut water is manifested without any engineering. Nobody is there, but that so much packed. Even a ant cannot go inside that structure, and there is such a sweet water inside. So in this way, we can understand that what what we think with our logic and understanding this mythology is not acceptable through our parampara, because like as I given the example of Harry Potter, like if you say give me references of dynasty of Harry Potter, but nobody can give you the answer because it's a mythology and fiction. But if you ask our dynasty of Lord Sri Ram, Krishna, they can give you full dynasty, which is given in the Bhagavatam ninth canto. So if it is a fiction or a mythology, nobody can answer it. But if it is a reality, so it is in a history, it is mentioned also. So that's how we can understand whatever we are doing in our life. It's not mythology. It's in this Krishna consciousness. It's not mythology. It is as a per Guru Parampara, and the message is coming as it is. That Srila Prabhupada has given this message as it is. There will be some discrepancy in the chronological order, but yes, the message is same. There is no difference in the message. So that is the reason our this Krishna consciousness is not fiction or not imaginary or not mythology. It's authentic science, and this science we can understand with associating with the pure devotion devotees. Then only we can get through all this knowledge. I hope this makes clear your doubt, Prabhu. And if
Yes,
anybody wants to add, also they can add. Subal Prabhu or anybody wants to add.
Naith Prabhu, this is perfect. Thank you.
Any other point anybody wants to share or anybody want to ask?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna,
Danatana.
Dhanapram Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, when you were about to talk about Maya and the conflict,
Yeah,
you were supposed to talk about, no, you were about to talk about Radha Govinda Goswami Maharaj, Radhanath Swami Maharaj, that you said,
yeah.
Maharaj said, and then you got disconnected. I mean, we were not
Okay.
able to hear you. Can you please, put up that point?
Yeah, I was saying that I was saying that time how Krishna used to help us always. Is only Radha Govind Maharaj used to say, like a soul, when it is inside in the womb, who is taking care of that soul? How the things are coming to the people, every aspect of life. Once we start with Krishna consciousness, our spiritual journey always will be connected. So that Krishna will make us arrangement, like even if it is in the womb, when a person without air and without oxygen or without water, it is sustaining. Who is giving that protection? That is Supreme Personality of Godhead. Sri Radha Govind Maharaj Ji says that in any situation he will be always with that. Even after our death, when the soul is transmigrating from one body to another body, that specific period, who is with us? That is what we have to see, that Krishna is always with us. Once we start the holy name, once we start the Krishna consciousness, he will be always with us in different scenarios, and he'll try to approach us in different ways. So this is what the point I was conveying that time.
Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Sorry for my this internet connectivity, Prabhuji.
no, that's fine, Prabhuji.
Okay, Prabhuji. Anything else I can serve, Prabhuji?
No, Prabhu, thank you so much for all your support.
No problem,
Despite
Prabhu. Thank you.
despite being a working day, you continue to come and give us a lecture here. Thank you
It's
so much.
pleasure to serve you all devotees, Prabhuji. Sorry for next time. I'll make sure this
No
should not
problem.
happen.
No problem, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Let's chant Vaishnav Pranam Mantra before we end the class. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya
कृपा
evacha
सिंधु भैवच
patitanam
पतितानां
pavanebhyo
पावनेभ्यो
Vaishnavibhyo Namah.
वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः
Pavanebhyo,
अनंत कोटि
Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha.
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada.
Jai,
Shri
Hare
Prabhupada
शिल
Krishna.
ki jai.
प्रभुपाद की जय
Jai,
Thank you all for
हरे
joining.
कृष्ण
Hare
Jai,
Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhu, again.
Hare, Hare.
हरे कृष्ण धन्यवाद